Today we're going to replace the saw blade, 455 Rancher. The blade we'll be putting on it is an 80. You can see right on the tooth. I'm going to make sure that's the same as what you're taking off and what's required for the saw. This blade is the Rancher X 20 inch. One thing you got to be sure of is make sure your brake is not on. If you have it in this direction, you take these bolts out, this cover will not come off. Make sure your brake is off. And the cover slides right off. As you can see, it's filthy inside. We'll get that all cleaned up before we reassemble it. Slide the saw blade off the bar. I'm going to remove the bar. We can get that cleaned up also. Move the blade around the clutch. There you go. You can see it's at 80. We'll get that off to the sharpener. Make sure you keep this slot clean, wipe that out real good. That's where your oil comes from, that oils your blade. this here is the bar adjustment. You see, you rotate this and it will move this little pin up and down. What we're going to do, we're going to wind it back, give the new chain some slack before we mount it. I'm going to put the chain on, just wrap it around the clutch. See the teeth in there? I'm going to clean the bar out with a wire brush. And one thing you want to be sure of, see this hole here and another one here? That's where your oil goes in from this position. Basically goes in here, and there's a slot down inside there that lets the oil onto the chain. So we need to blow that out, make sure that's clear. See, it's nice and clean. You can pick that up down there, but right in that spot there, exits out here. Okay, everything seems to be lined up. Now we can attempt to put the cover on. See, this little pin needs to go right in there. You may have to adjust the screw to get it on. Perfect. Now you can see as I turn this screw, the chain will tighten up. Make sure it's lined up in the slot. Get it somewhat snug, and then try to rotate it. Make sure it moves freely. Then I snug these up and then back them off a crack, just to ensure that the blade is, or the bar is square. Then I can do my final tightening of the chain. Okay, that's where I'm going to start it. And when I change these blades out, I usually have to adjust that 2 or 3 times till you get it just right. Now, you notice that the farm tough is upside down. That's because every time I change the blade, I rotate the bar, and that leaves the wear on it even. And I find these bolts, or these nuts, you've got to tighten them up tight. Check it, make sure you still have good movement. Bar and chain oil. Add a little bit to the bar there. Just rotate it around. And that way she goes in and moves up all the new points and the slot on the bar. That should be fine. Okay, let's see if it works. Yep, see that? See how loose you got? There we go. And that's it. She's done.